Welcome to... I don't even know what to call it anymore. What is this, round 5, I guess? Challenger 5, let's call that. Challenger 5 of the second reign of Star-Crossed Kings. CaptainSPrice is the defending king, and in this game it's going to be Cruzz who tries to dethrone him. Cruzz going with U.S. forces here to try and bring down CaptainSPrice's Oster, and it looks like CaptainSPrice has managed to muster up enough confidence to field himself a sniper first on this map. I guess I can't fault him for that decision. Lots of long-range space on this map if you can utilize that sniper well. With Cruzz playing as U.S. forces, he will of course be pressured into an early light vehicle to try to deal with that. And I don't know if Cruzz can be the one to take down CaptainSPrice. CaptainSPrice has beaten Jeslin, he's beaten Love Nest, now he's up against Cruzz. He's undefeated 4 challengers in a row after dethroning King Red Wings. Who can stop this guy? Who can bring this guy down? Let's see if Cruzz can do it. Cruzz has fielded airborne, armor, and infantry companies, so the standard 3 U.S. Forces commanders, and he seems to like this double rear echelon opening. I've seen him do this before, not during the tournament, but during a live game, I think, that I caught. He goes with that double rear echelon troop. Start to give himself a little capping power. The game I'm referring to is on Faymonville Approach, but he's doing it again here on Samoski Winter. Another one of those maps where you kind of want to spread out and take territory really just huge, way away from where the combat might be happening, and then send those riflemen to engage in combat. He's got his riflemen making their way straight towards the fuel here in the south, and the sniper takes control of the strategic point there in the middle and is going to hover looking for targets just kind of here in the central lake, trying to stay at range, stay away from tight corners. Making his way towards the strategic point now. Nothing to threaten it in the immediate vicinity with that rifleman on the fuel point, this rifleman making its way towards this fuel point. They're probably going to meet up with these rear echelon troops to try and make a play for this fuel. Not sure if they're going to be able to win an engagement against those piles with a sniper supporting.
Ground's ours. Now spread out.
Depending on how the engagement goes.
Rifle squad ready for action.
Cruzz takes up a position inside of the church here. Then these riflemen are going to, after finishing up on the fuel point, make their way towards the cemetery, across this area, possibly to secure control of one of these buildings. Sniper hasn't found any targets yet, but riflemen will be spotted in the church by these pyos. He immediately leaves the church, seeing that sniper, not wanting to take any unnecessary bleed, and will take advantage of vision blockers here to negate the threat that sniper poses while his rear echelon troops take control of the fuel here in the north, and he will secure both fuel points pretty early in the game if that sniper doesn't push those rear echelon troops away, which he's moving to do now. The sniper will not be, the rifleman will not be able to move to respond to this in time to capture that point, but it does get decapped for now. Grenadiers here in the south, engaging rear echelon troops, will push them towards the cutoff. More grenadiers in this building will make it a little too dangerous for Cruzz to harass that, and he will pull back to safety behind this building. Rear echelon troops disengage from the sniper on this fuel point and make their way up to the strategic point instead, and it looks like the sniper is going to give chase and continue to try to rack up kills here. He stands a little close to the capture circle, providing that sniper vision. He leaves the capture circle after the point is decapped, will retreat. So he shuts down a little bit of CaptainSPrice's fuel economy with that rear echelon troop squad, takes only 2 losses before retreating, and we've already got a lieutenant on the field. Once he musters the 340 manpower he needs, I suspect an M20, and that M20 rush will be extremely dangerous to that sniper. Not in progress yet, though. Might be watching an engagement. There it goes. M20 in production now. He was a few seconds late on queuing that up, but it's still going to hit the field very quick. Riflemen firing on the grenadiers in this house will force a retreat. Of course, there is no sniper available to support, and another squad of grenadiers will be forced to retreat by those 2 rifle squads. The sniper captures the strategic point up here to reconnect this fuel income before making its way back towards the center to engage these riflemen. These 2 full squads of riflemen may prove difficult for that sniper to deal with, though. He gets 1 shot off and now has to move across this red cover road to stay out of range. Meanwhile, the entire south is falling into Cruzz's hands. Sniper closing in, or rifleman closing in on that sniper, get a couple shots off, and in red cover, it's not very many shots required to bring that sniper's health low, and it will be forced to retreat very early. Pioneers will follow, and Cruzz will secure control of the fuel point here in the north. And these riflemen are going to make their way around this area. Not going to harass that strategic point for now because they don't want to get too close to the grenadiers in this house. But the M20's on the field and upgrading with armored skirts now. And it is driving straight along the north road. If it manages to find that sniper before grenadiers can get a Faust off, it's almost guaranteed dead. CaptainSPrice probably hears the fences and bushes being crushed through the fog of war. Yes, he does. And he will navigate his sniper away from that M20. M20's armor skirt upgrade completes, and it goes into close range on those grenadiers to deal maximum damage with the 50 cal. Models being bled, and they'll probably be forced to retreat, taking heavy damage from that M20's 50 cal. Rear echelon troops in the south will be forced to retreat by grenadiers here, and a lieutenant and rear echelon troops are harassing the central points. Rear echelon troops almost get in range to fire on that sniper, but they're being bled by the grenadiers, and none of their shots connect. Lieutenant is not able to get in range to fire on him either, but that sniper is being managed very nicely. 5 kills so far, but CaptainSPrice has been pushed completely off the map here, and the sniper opening just is not working. M20 will receive full repairs here in the north, and Cruzz has just purchased a squad of Pathfinders, probably to try to enhance his ability to engage that sniper from range. A lot of sniper counters on the field right now. Lieutenant has a BAR. Pathfinders have excellent long-range sniping potential against that sniper. And of course the M20 has the ability to hunt it down and kill it. Meanwhile, CaptainSPrice has lost almost all map control, but he has managed to squeeze out his tier 2 structure.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
And his anti-tank gun will hit the field to try to manage the threat of that M20. No commander selection yet from CaptainSPrice, whereas Cruzz has gone with Airborne for those Pathfinders and is purchasing himself an ambulance now. Sniper's been healed. M20's in range. We'll pull away from that Panzerfaust. AT gun moving to the center. We'll threaten to destroy that M20 if it gets too aggressive. This building's about to be destroyed. I have to get those riflemen out of there. Lieutenant making their way down the south. We'll fire on these grenadiers and force them to retreat. Lieutenant taking control of the victory point down here now to get the points taken against CaptainSPrice again. Pathfinders set up in green cover as well. And grenadiers are going to take control of the strategic point up there in the north, try and get the territory game back in his favor. Pathfinders snipe a couple grenadiers with their long-range rifles. 2 grenadier models down. That squad is forced to retreat. Meanwhile, the sniper is working on the lieutenant here in the south. M20 has been repaired. Lieutenant deploys a smoke grenade, but moves away from the victory point for now through the deep snow, and the sniper will completely disengage for fear of being engaged at close range through that smoke. AT gun is being deployed to this area to continue to protect that M20, which looks like it wants to make something happen, but it's gonna round up that squad of Pios first, force it off the field. Cruzz will have to do something about this harassing squad of grenadiers in the north, sending these 3 squads to deal with it. He's got 2 minesweepers on his 2 rear echelon troops. There's also an M6 anti-tank mine here. Anti-tank gun gets a shot off on the M20 from across the way, but that sniper's really exposed. Wow, not sure what that sniper was thinking getting so close to that lieutenant. Fortunately, all shots from the lieutenant missed while that sniper is retreating, but it was forced to retreat on sight. Takes minor damage on retreat, but will be able to get away. And the lieutenant actually retreats immediately rather than capturing the victory point first, strangely enough. Not sure what Cruzz's motivation was there for retreating that lieutenant. His riflemen are making their way out of the base, and he's unlocking a major for himself now, about the 10-minute mark. Grenadiers engaging riflemen in the center. Riflemen have superior cover here. Grenadiers want to engage at range. Fortunately, a sniper arrives to support and will start laying fire on those riflemen. The M20 circling around the north to try to get an opportunity against that sniper. Cruzz will be forced to reposition his riflemen away from it for now to slow the manpower bleed. And will simply move to counter-harass Grenadiers in the north of that M20 for now, while his lieutenant and pathfinders make their way out of the base to continue to assist in engagements. These squads have retreated and are healing up on the ambulance, and the Major has completed, which means the Sherman will be on the field very soon. M20 is going to pull back for repairs. Anti-tank gun will not be able to make anything happen on that M20 with infantry available here to screen. Grenadiers make their way into this building here in the center and prompt a full retreat from Cruzz's infantry in that position. And Cruzz just massed enough manpower for a Sherman. And has the fuel for one as well. CaptainSPrice, on the other hand, has gone close air support, but has not played his hand yet, as far as I'm aware. I don't even think he's used redistribute resources. My headphones died, sorry. Don't think he's used redistribute resources yet. If he has, I missed it.
Reinforcements in.
And Cruzz will take control of the north victory point here with his lieutenant. Pathfinder's taking control of this fuel. CaptainSPrice has fielded a half-track and has a pretty strong hold on the center village, but that Sherman's almost done. And once it assaults this position, CaptainSPrice isn't that prepared for it, going with 5 Grenadiers and only 1 AT gun. He has a very light anti-tank presence, and I'm not aware of any teller mines. That Sherman hit a teller mine, might be able to clean it up, but with an M20 and a Sherman on the field, that's 2 vehicles he has to manage that both pose a very significant threat to a single AT gun. And the sniper is up to only 9 kills right now.
We've done it.
With the Major on the field, Cruzz will have access to a forward retreat point, but it doesn't look like he's mobilizing his ambulance out of the base just yet. Cruzz is trying to make a flank happen across the south, but he will get spotted by the Pios and Grenadiers down here. Pios get wiped easily by the 50 cal upgrade on the Sherman, and riflemen supporting. CaptainSPrice will have to defend against this assault.
Enemy is taking our territory.
Meanwhile, CaptainSPrice is going to secure some territory here in the north. Pathfinders are harassing the strategic point while Grenadiers try and get the fuel under control. May be able to force a retreat with this squad. Sherman moving up to engage down here in the south, forces a retreat from 1.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Grenadier squad. But Cruzz will then disengage for repairs with his Sherman while his rifle squad moves in to take that strategic point.
We are losing
Riflemen
the
take a
sector.
huge incendiary round from that sniper though, and will be forced off the field. Still no forward retreat point from the Major. Or wait, I could be wrong about that. Okay, there is a forward retreat point from the Major here. And the ambulance is moving up to a more aggressive location, while Cruzz tries to manage threats here in the south. M20 and Sherman are well positioned for that half-track's advance. They're a little stuck on the ice, though. Looks like they should get to safety. Both anti-tank gunshots miss. And CaptainSPrice will maintain control of the south, as well as take control of the north. He does manage to force that Pathfinder squad to retreat. He's collecting here by the Major with the rest of Cruzz's infantry. Although I don't know if I would set that Major retreat point next to so much deep snow. He's kind of having a little trouble maneuvering around it. Sherman and M20 are now going to move to harass in the north. Not feeling quite comfortable engaging this position in the south, even though CaptainSPrice has only 1 AT gun available to defend. The second one only just now hitting the field. Cruzz is going to field himself a squad of paratroopers, and after that I suspect a second Sherman. Grenadiers get away very narrowly. Both squads of Grenadiers harassing up here will be rounded up. This one possibly will get wiped. There he goes. And the squad of riflemen will get the fuel and strategic points under control, and an engagement in the center appears to be going in CaptainSPrice's favor, as a harassing squad of riflemen is forced away by the sniper. This lieutenant will have to pull back to a more safe location as well. But paratroopers have taken control of this cutoff, and all of these resources will fall into Cruzz's control.
The capture point is being overrun.
Cruzz's control.
Rely on your training. We're back to full strength. Keep your head down. What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits?
Area's
Green
ours.
as green can be.
We're losing a capture point. They're flanking us! Wing guns round! Hunt down the hatches!
Here in the center, squad of Grenadiers will be forced to retreat by that Sherman advancing. Infantry blobbing through the green cover is going to pose a significant threat. Whoa, that crit though, packed from across the lake, damages the engine of that Sherman and it is destroyed. Really nice positioning on that pack. Destroys both of Cruzz's vehicles there. That was a huge hit from that AT gun across the way, and that Sherman goes down. Meanwhile, this blob of infantry is getting completely destroyed by an anti-infantry strafe plus fire from that sniper. Rear echelon troops are trying to get into close range to force it to retreat, and there it goes. These infantry trying to get unsuppressed. Riflemen do get unsuppressed. Other minesweeper also gets unsuppressed. Wants to make something happen here on that AT gun. More infantry moving up from this angle, however, is a significant problem.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. You guys
Still,
listen to me if you want
despite
to
a
live.
really bad engagement for Cruzz right there, he has very good map control, and he's taking control of the south victory point while CaptainSPrice tries to get back out of his base. He does lose 2 squads of Grenadiers, bringing himself down to only 3 now. Doesn't have a whole lot of infantry left, as opposed to Cruzz, who still has all of his infantry and is continuing to defend this cutoff with these Thompson paratroopers. And if they make a big flank on CaptainSPrice's anti-tank guns, that could completely change the pace of the game. Cruzz is going to shift from Sherman production to Scott production here. Has a lot of fuel reserves, but he goes with the Scott anyway, wanting to bombard CaptainSPrice from range rather than getting too aggressive with Shermans, which, from the look of things, isn't going to work now that he's already fallen behind in a vehicle game. CaptainSPrice has almost no fuel, as he seems to be spending a lot of it on munitions, utilizing the incendiary round on his sniper, which is now up to 21 kills.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Rear echelon troops and infantry move up to fire on Grenadiers. Oh no! Anti-infantry strafe missed, and I think that squad's gonna go down. Is it really gonna survive? Paratroopers on the flank with rifleman support could finish the job. Oh my god, I can't believe that is going to get out of this alive. Anti-tank strafe comes in on this infantry desperately and is also off target, but fortunately that Grenadier squad gets away by a hair, and all flanking infantry is forced to retreat. Wow! What was that sniper doing? Those Pathfinders finally seal the deal. Pop, 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 and that sniper melts in that red cover position. Let that sniper get out of position for 1 split second, and boom, there it goes. All of Price's munitions have been exhausted on abilities that have had no effect. His fuel is gone. Cruzz is coming back into this game big time, and his Scott has just hit the field. When he brings that to bear, I don't know if CaptainSPrice will be able to come back from this situation that he's in.
Stuka bombers ready for orders.
Grenadiers take control of the fuel up here in the north, flamethrowers doing the same.
Losing a sector.
But a triple cap has begun against CaptainSPrice, and Cruzz already has a huge victory point lead. Not sure what his plan is going to be from this point forward to get back into this game. Scott makes its way towards the center of the map to bombard any formations that try to make their way back into the central village. First looks for an opportunity on this Grenadier squad here on the fuel point, with a lieutenant moving up to provide vision, potentially force the retreat. There goes the full squad.
We are suffering losses.
Ooh, big hit on the flamethrower squad as well. Oh, that was sneaky. CaptainSPrice moves the packs up on the lake and blows that Scot up in one volley. Both shots connect, and that's the end of that vehicle. Thompson's on the flank of that Grenadier squad. Threaten it, but anti-infantry strafe will pin them down and force a retreat, maybe even wipe them here. Retreating through deep snow, no chance. 2 LMGs laser beaming them down, and that's the first squad that Cruzz has lost, and being the paratrooper squad is basically the worst thing that could have happened. Cruzz goes with a Sherman after his Scot trying to keep up the pressure and is actually targeting the half-track with a P-47 rocket strafe. Which seems like overkill just to get a half-track off the field, but apparently he feels he can spare the munitions. I think he just lost another full rifle squad somewhere, though. Here in the middle, I guess. Had 3 rifle squads, now is down to 2. Taking these infantry losses, not good. Definitely not good. CaptainSPrice trying to slow them. Victory point bleed in the center, but that AG shell shot levels the playing field again, taking out a full Grenadier squad.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Apparently there are bad splats right here. That's a new one. I've never seen that bug, but okay.
The enemy is taking our territory.
2 squads taking control of the south victory point, while this squad of Grenadiers takes control of fuel there in the north. Grenade being tossed by those riflemen. Price will notice and dodge, despite having a lot to manage right now. Sherman moves up to force those Grenadiers to retreat, but it cannot chase. Thanks to a pretty good Panzerfaust right there. Grenadiers should be able to get away. Full Lieutenant squad just got wiped in the south. Lieutenant just got wiped by these infantry in the south, and he recovers their BAR. Cruzz is losing infantry left and right here, but so is CaptainSPrice. Both of their armies starting to look very small. These 2 AT guns want to finish off that Sherman, but repair critical will get the engine operational again, and it's going to be just fine. Recon pass coming in, I think. Yeah, recon pass from CaptainSPrice to locate the Sherman. He will see that it is long gone. Cruzz needs to be a little more careful here. He's lost his lieutenant, a rifle squad, and a paratrooper squad.
Territory is out of contact.
So, infantry army looking a little small. CaptainSPrice, similarly, down to only 2 Grenadier squads and his flamethrower. His 2 anti-tank guns he has managed to preserve, however, and that, of course, is paramount. So he still has a very strong defense against Cruzz's Shermans, and a second one's going to be rolling onto the field very soon. And CaptainSPrice has actually gotten the flame projector upgrade on this half-track. Whether or not that enables it to take out that much of Cruzz's infantry, I don't know. Not that much is remaining, and the 2 Shermans on the field, its movements will be very limited. Tank guns move up to fire on that damaged engine Sherman, but another squad of LMG Grens is wiped. He doesn't even have any LMGs left. Sherman deploys smoke to prevent that pack wall from taking it out, and the second Sherman is currently idling in Cruzz's base. A couple of infantry squads idle over here as well, while Cruzz tries to manage this engagement. Does repair critical, I think, on the Sherman. Pretty sure. It's not repairing it normally, though. There he goes. He should probably get that Sherman out of there, although the AT guns have disengaged ever so slightly. Flame half-track moving up with PIO support is somewhat threatening to these infantry, but it doesn't want to get too close and expose itself to the Sherman. Similarly, the Sherman doesn't want to get too close and expose itself to those anti-tank guns. Second Sherman moving up in the center will potentially be able to wipe those Grenadiers coming rather close. This Sherman thinking about moving to assist. One squad in the north is going to get some territory back under control up there as well. Very nearly wiped by the Sherman there. All shots missed. This Sherman going in hard on the flank of these AT guns. We could have a very decisive engagement right here. Wipes it in one shot. This one similarly brought down to only 2 men by a crush maneuver. They were so out of position. Sherman on the flank. This could be the game right here. I don't know what's going to happen. Both AT guns cleared. Riflemen moving up into close range to assist and will clear the AT gun again. Half track goes down. Everything wiped. Very decisive maneuver by Cruzz. And that's the game. Nice push. Perfectly executed. 2 directions with those Shermans, and all AT guns are cleared. All infantry formations wiped. CaptainSPrice knows he can't win the game and will surrender. After a short break, we will get right into game 2.